Hello students, welcome to RTBMS online classes. In this today's session, I would like to explain about the concept of acid properties. Acid properties are nothing but these are completely belongs to transaction properties. In the previous classes, in the last class, we have already discussed about the what is transaction and the transaction contain how many states. Okay, from the starting the transaction and from the starting onwards the ending the transaction. In between some states we have. In the last class we have already discussed about all the states about the transaction. Now let us understand about the acid properties. So these acid properties all belongs to completely belongs to transactions. Okay, so now shall we start our session to understand about that acid properties? Okay. Transaction properties. The transaction has the four properties. These are used to maintain consistency in a database. Consistency is nothing but if you want to maintain correct data, so transaction is very important. Transaction properties are very important. So if you maintain these transaction properties in your database, then the data, the consistent data, correct data, we have to maintain. So that is the importance of transaction properties. So before and after the transaction, carefully observe one more time. The transaction has the four properties. These are used to maintain consistency in a database before and after the transaction. Okay. While executing the transaction, the data must be maintained in the consistent way. In the consistent way. Nothing but correct data we have to maintain. So in the next coming classes, we have to understand about the transaction concurrency. So by using the transaction concurrency, we will get, because of that transaction concurrency, we will get inconsistent data, nothing but wrong data. So that's why we have to know about the first of all what are the properties we have to maintain the consistent, nothing but correct data in our database. So what are the properties we have? Four properties we have. What are they? Atomicity. The first one is atomicity, second one is consistency, third one is isolation, fourth one is durability. These four are transaction properties. So let us understand one more time. Transaction properties are also called acid properties. Why? All first letters first you should identify. In the atomicity property, first letter is what? A. In the consistency, first letter is C. In the isolation, first letter is I. In the durability, first letter is D. So all first letters here formed like a simple small word. Nothing but acid properties. ACID. Acid properties. So that's why transaction properties are also called like a acid properties. So if you want to maintain perfect data in our database, transaction properties are very important. What are the transaction properties we have? The first one is atomicity, second one is consistency, third one is isolation, fourth one is durability. So now let us understand about let us understand about each and everything. So first let us understand about the atomicity property. So here I have given one example, one diagram. Just carefully observe. Atomicity means either all successful or done. Either all successful or done. And consistency means ensures bringing the database from one consistent state to another consistent state. Nothing but another correct data to, one correct data to another correct date. So ensures bringing the database from one consistent state to another consistent date. Another consistent state. And next one is what? Isolation. Ensures the transaction is isolated from one, isolation from other transaction. Isolation from other transaction. Don't worry about this diagram. First you try to accept this diagram, and then now let us understand one by one. So last one is what? Durability. Durability means once a transaction has been committed, it will remain so even in the event of errors. In the event of errors. So even in the event of errors, power loss, etc. So that means durability means once a transaction has been committed, it will remain so even in the event of errors or power loss. In that case also, the durability property will maintain to get the perfectness about the data. Okay. So these four properties are called acid properties. The first one is what? Atomicity. Second one is consistency. Third one is isolation. Fourth one is durability. So now let us understand what is the use of atomicity property. First let us understand about the meaning of atomicity. So all of you please concentrate on selected test. Okay, please concentrate on selected test. Then only you will get correct awareness on this concept. So now the first property is what? Atomicity. It states that all properties of the transaction take place at once. If not, the transaction is aborted. So each and every transaction should have to maintain one cycle. In the earlier class, nothing but in the previous class, we have already discussed about the transaction states. So now let us understand, just move on that states concept. So this complete diagram represents about the transaction states. How many states we have in this diagram? First one is active state, second one is partially committed state, third one is committed state, and failed state, aborted state, finally terminated state. So like that, 6 states contains a transaction. So a single transaction should contain these 6 states. Okay, if it is successful transaction, the arrow, first up arrow, will move to the end of the terminate state. If it is a unsuccessful transaction, please come down from the active state. You must follow this arrow only. Okay, this first it is going to failed state, after that it is aborted state, finally the transaction will terminate itself. Okay, so if it is successful state, up arrow direction we have to follow. If it is unsuccessful transaction, then down arrow we have to follow in this section. So each and every transaction contains this states cycle. This cycle states, transaction state, each and every transaction. A single transaction should have to maintain this states life cycle. Okay. So now let us understand about the atomicity property. It states that all properties of the transaction take place at once. Nothing but if any transaction should be initialized with one task, with one operation. So from the active states to terminated state, the entire transaction is going to successful or not. The atomicity property, it will observe. Atomicity property contain to make the transaction successfully, it will observe from the starting to ending point. Okay, so that is the meaning of atomicity property. It states that all operations of the transaction take place at once. If not, the transaction is aborted. Nothing but if it is a successful transaction, the active state, from the active state, the next state is what? Partially committed state. After that, committed state. After that, terminated state. If not, then failed state, and finally aborted state at last the transaction will terminate. So that observation is going to happen in this atomicity property with the help of atomicity property. Atomicity property always observing the transaction is true, the transaction is going to successful or not from starting to ending point. There is no midway. That means the transaction cannot occur partially. The transaction cannot occur partially. Each transaction treated as one unit. Each transaction as one unit. In the previous class, already we have discussed about the transaction. So now one more time we have to remember about that transaction definition. What is transaction? A transaction is nothing but it is a set of tasks. It is a group of tasks and either run to completion is not executed all. There is no midway. That is, the transaction cannot occur partially. Nothing but half transaction will not execute. If the transaction is going to execute from starting to ending, if any power failure occur, the transaction is also will be terminate by itself and all operations should be rolling back. Nothing but roll back at original state. Okay, each transaction is treated as one unit. Transaction definition is what? A transaction is nothing but it contains a set of tasks. It contains a group of tasks. Nothing but a set of operations. So unit is nothing but equal to set of operations. Each and every line is called like a one task in a transaction. So in a single transaction we have many tasks. So that's why that all operations are going to pronounce like a unit of work. Either run and to completion or is not executed at all. So atomicity property is what? It is observing all the states from starting to ending about the transaction. If it is going to execute in the successful way, finally when the data is committed in the database, the data is permanently stored by using committed state. After that the transaction will terminate. If it is failure state, it is going to aborted the transaction. Finally it will terminate the transaction. So either successful or not, the atomicity property will observe the transaction. So that is the functionality of atomicity. So atomicity involves the following two operations. Atomicity involves the following two operations. The first one is what? Abort. If a transaction aborts, then all changes made are not visible. All changes made are not visible. If a transaction aborts, then all changes made are not visible. Nothing but abort is nothing but, carefully observe here. Where is aborted state we have? In the failing state. So if the active state is going to execute the transaction, it is if any wrong thing happened in the transaction, nothing but power failure or hardware failure or software failure or entering wrong password, or other account is not going to other account is not in active mode, then it is going to failure state. And if the failure state is occur, then automatically next state is what? Aborted state. In this aborted state, whatever the operations we have performed, all operations rolling back to again failing state and again active state. Nothing but as it is, it can set again. As it is, properties, whatever the changes we have done, then all changes, it will rolling back. Nothing but it will return back and going to set the original account as a original data to maintain original data. Because of the transaction is not successful now, nothing but all the deductions from the account, it will go, all the deductions from the account, all amounts should be back in current state. Because of the transaction has failed now, that's why. If it is successful, the amount is also deducted from this starting account and credited to ending account, other account, right? So active state is, atomicity is Providing atomicity is always observing from starting to ending. Either it is going to execute successfully about the transaction or not successful transaction. Okay. So atomicity property, the DBMS, database management system, contains these four properties in the transaction level. So abort is nothing but when the transaction failed, all operations are will return back and those operations are not visible to the user. Not visible to the user. So that is the meaning of abort option. Next, commit command and atomicity property having one more operation, commit command. If a transaction commits, then all the changes made are visible. All the changes made are visible. For example, if I want to transfer 100 rupees amount from one account to other account, one account to other account. Carefully observe. This is A account. This is B account. Here A, B are nothing but one users, one type of users. A is one user, B is one user. Now I want to transfer 100 rupees amount to from A account to B account. A account to B account. 100 rupees amount to 100 rupees amount from A account to B account. Here now I want to transfer nothing but from A account to B account. First, in the active state, transaction should be initialized. If you want to do this 100 rupees transfer from A account to B account, the transaction should be initialized with these two accounts. What is the transaction functionality here? A account is active or not, first it will check. At the same time, B account is also active or not, it will check. If it is active, if both accounts are active mode, in active mode, then automatically it will going to commit. Automatically it will going to partially committed state. Partially committed state. Carefully observe here. Partially committed state. Partially committed state. Partially committed state. And after that, committed state. After that, committed state. Committed state. Committed state. So from the committed state to amount credited in this B accounts database. B accounts database. 100 rupees credited. 100 rupees credited. Okay. Here debited. Debited. 100 rupees debited. Finally, the transaction should be terminated. Terminated. Okay. So like that, if it is a successful transaction, the data is visible in this account because of 100 rupees added in this account. So the data is visible in the bank statement. Am I correct or not? Right. So if it is a failed state, if it is a failed state, if it is a failed state, nothing but any wrong thing happened, power failure or database failure or any system failure or wrong password entered, then automatically, okay, then aborted state. Aborted state. So finally we will get the terminated state from the aborted state. Carefully observe. If the transaction is successful, then 100 rupees credited B's account from A account to B account. And B account database, B account bank statement, 100 rupees credited data is visible or not? Yes, that is visible. Then only we can find out the transactions. Here also same. If it is a failed state, the transaction aborted. and all operations return back, all operations rolling back to again backside and again S account. Then this data is not visible to the user because of transaction is not successful. Now you got the clarity about the transaction states also. So atomicity property contain mainly involving two operations. The first one is aborted, second one is committed state. Here I have given one more example. Let's assume that the following transaction T consisting transaction indicating denoting with T consisting of T1 and T2. T1 is first one transaction, T2 is one more transaction. A consists of 600 rupees and B consists of 300 rupees. So A account having 600 rupees balance, B account having 300 rupees balance. Transfer 100 rupees from account A to account B. Same thing. Just previously I have explained about this concept. A account to B account 100 rupees I am transferring. So in the A account we have initially 600 amount. In the B account initially we have 300 rupees amount balance. So if the transaction 1 and transaction 2 is performing on the operations, read A, nothing but first it will check the A's account balance. After that A minus 100, because of from A to B we are transferring, that's why 100 rupees amount debiting from this place, from this account A minus 100. It is crediting to B account now, so that's why Y plus 100. Okay, after that right operations has performed. After completion of the transaction, A consists of 500 because of initially we have 600 rupees amount. After transferring 100 rupees from A account to B account, what is the final balance we have in the A account? 500 rupees because of 600 minus 100. And B account is also having 300 plus 100, 400 rupees amount it is showing. It will show. So that is the atomicity property. Next one is what? Consistency. Consistency is nothing but the integrity constraints are maintained so that the database is consistent before and after the transaction. So if you want, while creating the table, we have to initialize, we have to assign it the data integrity constraints, nothing but primary key, foreign key, null, not null, check, all the keywords we are mentioning now while creating the table. So those integrity constraints are doing some unique operations, doing some special operations on the data to maintain a particular data. So if you use the constraints, data integrity constraints while creating the table while storing the data, the table should be accepted only unique data, nothing but consistent data, correct data it is maintaining. So that is the meaning of consistency. The execution of transaction will leave a database in either its prior stable state or new stable state. The execution of transaction will leave a database. While executing the transaction, it will leave the database in either its prior stable state to or new stable states. The consistent property of database states that every transaction sees a consistent database instance. So each and every transaction, first it should be analyzed on the data to maintain consistent data. So that is consistency property. So while creating the table, we have to assign some integrity constraints. Then those integrity constraints every time should have to protect to maintain a perfect data, nothing but consistent data. So that is the meaning of this one. The transaction is used to transform the database from one consistent state to another consistent state. Carefully observe, here I have given one example. Total before T occurs, nothing but before the transaction, how much amount we have in both accounts, A account and B account? 600 plus 300. Carefully observe. Before we have discussed now, in this example, so the amount is what? A amount is what? 600. B amount is what? 300. Total amount is what? 900. So before execution of transaction, 600 plus 300, 900 rupees. Am I correct or not? So after the execution, the total amount should be matched. Then it should have to maintain the, then it have maintained by the consistency by using consistent property. So after transaction from this account 600 to 100 rupees debited, but that 100 rupees credited into 300 na, added to 300 rupees. So 500 plus 400 equal to 900. Got it? After the transaction occurs, then the result should be same. So that is the meaning of consistency. That is the meaning of consistency. So therefore, the database is consistent. In the case when T1 is completed but T2 fails, then inconsistency will occur. Nothing but here 600 plus 300. A account having 600 balance, B account having 300 balance. Total 900. Before the transaction, this one. Before the transaction, before executing the transaction, A and B accounts are having 900 rupees of amount. Right? Total amount. And after the transaction, 600 minus 100 and how much? 500 rupees. And 300 plus 100, the 100 rupees credited B's account na? So 300 plus 100, 400 rupees. Total 900. So that is consistent data, it is maintaining. But if the amount is debited from A account and not credited to B account, then you will get the inconsistent data. Inconsistency will occur in that case. So you got my point? I hope you understand about this. Next, isolation. It shows the data which is used at the time of execution of a transaction cannot be used by the second transaction until the first one is completed. Until the first one is completed. Nothing but carefully observe. This is transaction 1. This is transaction 1. This is our database. Database. This is database. This is T1, transaction 1. It is accessing the database. Transaction 1 is accessing the database. And transaction 2 is also coming from the user. And here also accessing same database. Here also accessing same database. So that means two transactions at a time coming and accessing the same database. Accessing the same database. In that case, T1 is updating the data. T1 is updating the data. T2 is also reading the data. Nothing but while executing two transactions simultaneously, you will get the wrong results. You will get the wrong results because of at a time they are using. So T1 transaction total 100 rupees and 50 rupees debited. How much we have? 50 balance we have. So this is permanently not committed. Still it is in buffer, it is in RAM memory, temporary memory. So when transaction is completed, then only the data will permanently store into the database. But T1 is running, T2 is running. So T2 is getting the total balance is how much? 50 rupees it will get. But T1 is not completed. T1 is, transaction 1 is not completed. Transaction 2 is reading the buffer data, reading the data from buffer. Okay? Reading the data from buffer. So if transaction 1 failed, then the total amount how much we have? 100 rupees. But T2 having how much amount? 50 rupees of amount. Okay? So that is the imbalance transactions. Imbalance transactions. How we can balance this one? By using isolation concept. So nothing but by using some techniques, we can first come first serve. If the T1 is executing, transaction 1 is executing, accessing the same data until T1 is completed. Until T1 has to be complete the transaction, then T2 should be in waiting state. So at a time, both transactions will not execute. So isolation property functionality is what? First, it will give the first priority to first transaction. If first transaction will completed, if the first transaction has completed, then automatically it will give the permission to execute secondary transaction. So isolation property is like that. It will work like that. Next, durability. Durability on means, first let us understand about the definition of durability. Please concentrate on selected test. The durability property is used to indicate the performance of the database consistent state. It states that the transaction made the permanent changes. Permanent changes. They cannot be lost by the erroneous operation of a faulty transaction or by the system failure. When the transaction is completed, then the database reaches a state known as consistent state. Nothing but carefully observe. Once again, we have to see about the states diagram. So durability functionality is what? When the transaction is start, then here committed state we have now. The data is permanently stored. When the transaction is successful, the data is permanently stored into the database. Otherwise, when the transaction will fail, automatically all the tasks, all the operations will rolling back to starting point. Okay, so durability functionality is what? The data is storing from temporary memory to permanent database. The data is moving from the buffer to permanent database. Got it? So these are the transaction properties, nothing but ACID properties: atomicity, consistency, isolation, durability. So ACID properties are completed. In the next class, we will discuss about with the new concept. Today, I am going to close this session. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this session.